Evan Lazar here for CLNS Media, where the Patriots just wrapped up day one of training camp at Gillette Stadium, and we're going to talk about the standouts on the offensive side of the ball from day one of practice. We broke down the two quarterbacks, Cam Newton and Mac Jones, in a separate video, so we're going to talk about non-QBs in this video, mostly a focus on the wide receivers and the tight ends, because we did have a heavy dosage of 7-on-7s, some 11-on-11s too, but without pads. We're really not evaluating the line of scrimmage or the running backs right now. So we're going to stick to the tight ends and the wide receivers, stay away from the running game, stay away from the quarterbacks. Once again, you can check out the quarterback breakdown in a separate video on Patriots Press Pass. But back to the offensive standouts out of the non-QBs. Nkeal Harry amidst a whole lot of fog of trade speculation, a trade request publicly from his agent, went out there today and had a pretty nice day at practice. 2 touchdown catches during red zone work where you would expect Harry to thrive. One of them on sort of a corner fade from Cam Newton where Cam put it above the defense and Harry was able to box the defender out. Another was on a nice out route from Mac Jones later on in practice. So Harry creating some separation, using that vertical ability at 6'3" to box out defenders and create a upward separation, or vertical separation as we should call it. And that was something that I think really stood out throughout the practice, was at 6'3", and you look at some of the other wide receivers the Patriots have, they have those 2 big tight ends, but at wide receiver specifically, Harry's body type and skill set is just a little bit different than the rest of the group. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say in one practice Harry has figured it out and completely reversed his career and isn't going to request a trade anymore and all that kind of stuff. But whether you think that Harry should be traded or not, this was a step in the right direction, because these types of practices are only going to improve his trade value while also making him a little bit more comfortable in this offense. Along with Nkeal Harry, I thought that Nelson Agholor's speed really stood out in red zone work, and we're not talking about vertical speed or the ability to stretch the defense. We all knew that about Agholor, who had very good deep ball numbers last year for the Las Vegas Raiders. His horizontal breaks are pretty darn good too, and his ability to create separation at the top of the route and explode out of the top of the route is significantly better than what I expected when the Patriots signed him in free agency. He shook Mike Jackson Sr. and Justin Bethel pretty good on different routes and red zone work and was able to get open at working the back of the end zone. So some horizontal separation as well from Nelson Agholor. Hopefully over the next couple of days we see that vertical separation come to fruition. A quiet day for the tight ends though. Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith were really locked down by Adrian Phillips. We'll talk about him in the defensive standouts video, but Phillips had a really nice day guarding both tight ends. Henry struggled to get separation against him. He also broke up a pass intended for Jonnu Smith. So the 2 tight ends a little bit quiet. I didn't think that they really did anything to really flash out here today in their first training camp practice, but those wide receivers, Nkeal Harry and Nelson Agholor, they gave us something to talk about. So you can check out the rest of our coverage on our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass. Once again, we have the defensive standouts and the quarterbacks video, and you can read my notebook on clnsmedia.com with a whole lot more on day one of Patriots training camp. For CLNS Media, I'm Evan Lazar. Thanks for watching.